Hey guys, it's Haas again. Okay, so today I'm working on a set of 2.5 inch by 16 stroke swayaways or race runners, depending, right? These are now considered old school. In my day, they were just king in them. I own Bilsting also, but so ultimately these guys just have a little bit of leakage out of the reservoir. So I'm gonna show you how to tear them apart. All right, stay tuned. Alright, so on these swayaways, we're going to remove the coil springs, spanner nut. Swayaways have a lockout, so that's just a little Allen. If you're lucky, you have the ones that have a little plastic tip on the Allen. If not, it's just like an old school Allen set screw. But basically, loosen that guy up, bring the spanner nut, in this case, down. It'll loosen everything up, remove the bottom cap, and springs come out. Very simple. Alright, so basically, I think I found the culprit, which is basically just a broken Schrader valve. So literally, a $5 part is what caused an issue with these shocks. So swayaways on the main cap is 3 little bolts. 1, 2, 3. Same thing, just little Allen, take it off, and then it comes off, and then we'll start the disassembly process. Alright. Okay, so another issue. They're all bled out, and this is kind of normal for swayaways. If they don't have pressure in them, the top cap rotates, which means you could put a pair of vice grips or channel locks or something, pliers, to grab this to break the bolts loose. Instead, for me, I just I connect my nitrogen, right? Put a little bit of pressure, and then everything breaks free. So that's my trick. Alright, so the main cap's off, right, and there is the actual piston. Same thing, just kind of get it with your hands, press in, and then in there is the C-clip. Sorry, try to get a little bit better angle, and then just my trusty little 90-degree, right, get it in there, pry it off, pops out, not a big deal. There we go, and then just basically now just slide the entire shaft out. Oil's going to be gunky, so I got my catch tray, and then I'll show you guys the seals. Okay, so shaft is out. I have it in my vise. So in this position, your compression stack is down low, and your rebound stack is on top. And then this is just a 3/4 lock nut. So basically, just pay attention when you break it all apart. And then I just lay everything down on my pig pad, which is already dirty. For me, it doesn't matter because I'm going to clean everything anyways. And then this is where all the seals are, basically, in this body right here. Simple. Okay, so it's all apart. So on my pig pad, even though I do this all the time, I still like to set everything up the way it came off. So nut, washer, rebound stack, piston, compression stack, washer, retaining washer, actual seals, so a spacer, and then the end cap. So I still lay everything out because I will still get confused or I don't pay attention. So just lay everything out, take your time, or take pictures. That always works. Alright, so I'm going to clean everything up, and then I'll show you guys the seals. Okay, so I tore everything apart, cleaned it, mic'd all my valving so I know what the valving is. And to me, it's 10/10, 10 compression, 10 rebound. So to me, these were just a coil carrier. I'll tell the customer that. But basically, here's how I lay everything out. Again, right, just so I don't forget. And then these are the seals right inside. You can see the grooves inside, and then there's an outer seal. There's an outer on this guy too, and then on the main cap, you can kind of see the groove in there. You know, they're when the seals are bad, I don't care if I like poke them or something because they're going to get replaced, right? But once I set everything up and I verify that everything is there, because I have come across shocks when sometimes things are missing, then now some of the valve sets themselves, like this guy, you can kind of see, sorry, I have bad lighting, so I'm trying to work on that. You can kind of see it's got a little bit of rust on it. So I'm going to replace that. That to me means at some point there was moisture inside the shock, because that should never have rust on it. They're stainless. So I'll replace that with some of the things I have in here. Slam new seals, everything, and basically reassemble backwards. And that's pretty much it. So I will show you guys, I guess the nitrogen process would be the next, right? Okay, thanks. Okay, so I assembled everything, right? Same, opposite of how I took it apart. Torque down the nut. Alright, so there, my shaft is ready. Now I have to work on the real culprit, which is basically the seals inside the reservoir. That's what's bad. So I will tear that apart right now and show you guys. Okay, so now in the reservoir. So basically, the straighter valve is broken in there. There's obviously hasn't been any air in it, right? No nitrogen in it. So same thing. I just push it down with my fingers, and then there is the retaining clip is in there. My trusty little 90-degree pick it out, and then on the bottom, it'll be the same thing. And then the dividing piston, the floating piston's inside. Show you guys that one in a bit. Okay, so took the reservoir off. This is the end cap that has the nitrogen in it, right? Or the straighter valve, I should say. I use just a straighter valve tool. Thread it on. Pops off. Here is the dividing piston, floating piston. In there, right, is you can kind of see a little bolt hole. That is just 1/4 thread. So all I use is I'd use all thread, 1/4. Or if you're in this process where you completely remove it from the shock, right, there's the other side. And again, sorry for the lighting, right? I'll change that seal out. But if you're in this full disassembly process, you can also just push it out. If I decide to push it out, I use the back side of my rubber mallet. So I'll clean everything up. Same thing, there's a little scrubber seal in there, and then the seal. So I'll clean everything up, slam new seals in it, and assemble it. And then I'm going to show you guys my way to set the floating piston. Again, I'm not saying that this is the correct way, the best way. This is my way. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm comfortable always doing it this way. But check with your manufacturer, right? All right, let me clean everything up, and I will get back to you guys. Thanks. Okay, so changed out all the seals, and then just a little bit, right? So when I'm assembling things, I just get a little squirt bottle with a little bit of shock oil, just to help the seals slide in quicker. Again, now setting the dividing piston inside the reservoir. Okay, I'm not saying this is the perfect way. I'm not saying that this is the way that Soyway, King, Bilstein, FOA, blah blah blah, anybody says to do it. This is the way that I do it. I'm happy at doing it that way. So basically, I just set, I'm going to try to get the best angle, the floating piston about 3/4 of an inch below, which just makes it easier for me. And that's the way that I decided to do it. So there's other people that do it other ways. They have their reasoning behind it. Really, it all functions. So luckily, knock on wood, I've never hydrolocked the shock. So again, this is my way of doing it. I'm happy with this way. But if you're comfortable, get a hold of your manufacturer and ask them where to set the dividing piston. All right. Okay, so shock shaft piston assembly, everything went back inside. Again, I cannot stress, make sure that your lock ring your safety clip, locking clip, whatever fancy word you want to call it. Make sure it's in the groove. Never happened to me, knock on wood, but I have heard many times people pressurize them that wasn't in the correct place, and all of a sudden you just made a mess of your shop, right? And for me, because I do shocks a lot, but still I think it's a smart investment. Get yourself a little shock tool, a little nitrogen tool. There it is. Right? I got mine at CarTech. CarTech is not a sponsor. I just like shopping at CarTech. I like giving Roy my money. But bottom line, that's it. I open my valve. When I open my valve, everything gets pressurized. I have my my tool already preset to the pressure I like to start off with, which is 150 psi. And that's it. That's how you pressurize a shock. Easy peasy. And I just gotta bring the top cap up, bolt it up. I'm gonna do a little bit of exterior cleaning, clean up the springs, assemble everything, preload it to where he had it, and that's it. Shocks are done. See? Easy peasy. Again, these are sway away 2.5 16 stroke or RaceRunners, but they're very similar to many other shocks. This is my second video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Hopefully I'll be getting some kings pretty soon so I can do some kings. And please hit the like tab, subscribe, and thanks. If you have any questions, hit me up. Hit me up personally or through Glamis Rescue. In case some of you guys didn't know, we are Glamis Rescue. We're the guys out there that are recovering, and on the off season, this is what we do to keep some food in our mouths. All right, thanks guys. Later. Alrighty, so shock is fully assembled again. Coilover. All right, set it to the preload that the customer brought it in with. And once again, that's how easy you rebuild shocks, guys. Don't be afraid of them. If any human being can do it, you can do it. I can do it. That's my theory. That's the way I look at life. All right, guys. Hopefully this video helped. And once again, thank you. And I'll try to do some kings pretty soon. Later.